All right, everybody, welcome back to Travis' Sports Show. I'm your host, Travis Holonics, joined by Brock Gumer again. How you doing, Brock?
Pretty good, Trav. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Now, today we're going to be breaking down the Eagles' schedule, going through it, and giving our predictions week by week of how we think Eagles are going to do this season. Now, some notes start off the show here about the schedule. It's the easiest schedule in NFL based on 2020 winning percentage. Only 2 primetime games this season. Eagles past years obviously only had about 3, 4, 5 at least, or 4 or 5. But this year only 2. Obviously coming off the 4-11-1 season, right, Brock? I mean,
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing year, honestly, but we had a lot of problems, injuries, bad quarterback play, bad receiver play, defense gave up some big plays. So
yeah, I saw listen Inside the Birds with Jeff Mosher around cap when they were. Jeff Mosher was pretty kind of animated. Thought they were gonna have more obviously primetime games. Doug's first year, they had I think it was 4, but they were coming off obviously chips last year. They were 10-6, missed the playoffs, I think. But there was 7-9, I forget. But yeah, I mean 2 primetime games, one Monday night versus Cowboys, one versus the Bucs on Thursday night. No Sunday football, first time ever. I think they've had played the Cowboys the last 12 straight times, 12 straight years on Sunday night. So that's a big, obviously, note there.
yeah, and you're used to. I think from my memory is we usually play Sunday night in Dallas most of the time. So now we get Monday night, but I'm gonna really miss the Sunday night game. You get
Yeah,
Rodney Harrison and the whole crew talking about it.
waiting all day for Sunday night football.
Yeah.
So another note: last 4 games, all versus NFC's opponents, and 5 out of 6 versus NFC's opponents. Bye week does not come until week 14 this year.
Yeah, that's going to be big. Not having a lot. You're going to play a lot of games before you get some rest. So, I mean, that could help later in the year because you're going to have a lot of tired players, but you also don't get that bye early.
Yeah, I heard Jason Kelsey on WIP this past week talking to Angel Cataldi. He's asked about it the bye week. He said he's kind of actually pretty pissed that it's this late, 13 weeks been played before you get a bye week. He said having this 17th game, he would have hoped that it would have made it 2 bye weeks, but it is what it is. Then another note: Eagles on the road this season will not face a team with a winning record last season. Any thoughts on that? Obviously, new year, everything, new teams, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you saw a lot of teams last year struggle early. Even throughout the year, a lot of teams where we saw some first year head coaches. I think this year is going to be a little bit different. We're gonna I mean, I don't go off of last year's records because every team is different. Everybody makes acquisitions in the
Definitely.
off season, the draft, free agents. So I don't really look at last year's record because most of the teams are different, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, then final note, no plane for the final 8 weeks of the season. Eagles will not have to get on a plane the final 8 weeks, which is just huge. I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's big because then you're saving travel time and also more time to prepare. You don't have to leave a plane on a Thursday or a Friday to get out to the West Coast or the Mid East. So I think for us, I mean, you do understand that a lot of those games are divisional games right around the Philadelphia area. So you're talking 2 to 3 hour bus rides, but that gives an extra day of practice and preparation. I think that could benefit, but also hurt us too because you don't get the extra day of rest, but you get the extra day of preparation. So,
yeah, definitely. Now we're gonna get into a week by week prediction here. So starting off, Eagles first game week 1 at the Atlanta Falcons, 1 o'clock Sunday, September 12th. Sirianni's first game, Jalen Hurts' first start in the season as quarterback and everything. Obviously going against Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Kyle Pitts over there. My kind of thoughts: I'm gonna say the Eagles will win this game, pull it out late, get the first win in week 1 on the road.
yeah, week 1, obviously, it's in Atlanta. I wish we could open up at home, but I would not underestimate Atlanta. I think we win that game. I really do. They didn't make a lot of transactions on the defensive side of the ball. They lost Tack McKinley, Keanu Neal. So I think as far as defensively go, I think that's going to be a big defensive game. Obviously, it's the first game for Jonathan Gannon and our new revamped defense, so to say. Obviously, like you said, Julio Jones, if he is still there, there's still rumors that he could be possibly traded. Obviously, you're getting the fourth overall pick in Kyle Pitts. That's going to be a big key to on. They still have Todd Gurley in the backfield that I really am not afraid of because our run defense is usually pretty good. And obviously, you're going against Matt Ryan. As far as offense goes, obviously, it's Nick Sirianni's first game ever. I think the offense could really break out because of their defensive struggles with Atlanta. So I mark that up as a dub for us.
All right, so we both got the Birds 1 after week 1. Week 2, the home opener, September 19th, a 1 o'clock game versus San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to get the Birds on the dub, go to 2-0. I feel like home opener, like I said, bring energy to the crowd. First game of full capacity since 2019. Should be a great atmosphere. I'm going to say the Birds will pull it out in the home opener first game in Nick Sirianni's career. Obviously, you don't know the quarterback, Garoppolo, or Trey Lance and everything, but I think they're going to pull it out.
Yeah, that's a big question. Like you said, we don't know if it's Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance, but we do have the full capacity. Like you said, the fans are going to be back at the link. That's going to be a big game. Like you said, it's a home opener. Everyone's going to be pumped up. Obviously, that all can change depending on week 1. If we get the win week 1, we're coming home, starting 1-0, first home opener. I really believe that's going to be a hard game because San Francisco's defense is solid up front. Our offensive line has to block good against Joey Bosa and the linebacker crew there for San Francisco. I really do. I think we're going to win the game, but I think it's going to be a hard-fought one. I don't expect a 28-7 score, 28-10. I'm talking like we could see 28-24, 31-28, a close game. But I do think the Eagles are going to pull that one out and start 2-0.
All right, so both got the Birds 2-0 after 2 weeks. Week 3, the Dallas early in the season this year, for the first time in a while. Monday, September 27th, in Dallas, 8:15 Monday night. This game will determine whether I have a good birthday or bad birthday, kind of. My 20th birthday on September 28th, so whether they win will kind of determine that. But I'm going to give the Birds their first loss here. It should be a great game, not Dallas, obviously. But Dallas, good firepower and offense, obviously, with Gallup, Cooper, and another receiver, CeeDee Lamb. Obviously, Dak Prescott returning everything. But it's a good game. I'm saying the Birds will fall short at the end and fall to 2-1 in the season.
Yeah, I agree with you. For some reason besides the Super Bowl, it's always a close game, but we do struggle in Dallas. Obviously, like you said, their high-powered offense. Kellen Moore does a great job spreading those receivers out. I'm not sure if that's how many home games Dallas has, if they're home week 1 or week 2. But if that happens to be their home opener, obviously those fans are going to be fired up in the big state of Texas. But their offense is very solid. You have Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Blake Jarwin's the tight end. They went out in the draft and stacked. They got their defensive players. I wouldn't say stacked, but they really targeted defensive players. Obviously, we're going to have to face off against Micah Parsons, the Pennsylvania guy. So I think that's going to be a big key for our offense. I do mark it up as a loss because I don't think we always play tough in Dallas, but somehow fall short. I do mark that up as a loss, but we're still 2-1, one divisional game out of the way. So I have them falling to 2-1 there.
All right, so both of the Birds falling 2-1 after 3 weeks. Now week 4, Kansas City Chiefs coming to Philly Sunday, October 3rd. Last time the Eagles played the Chiefs, obviously, first week of our second week, 2017, the year won a Super Bowl in Kansas City, lost that game, and they lost them also in Philadelphia, second last time they played them. And look, Kansas City, obviously, really, really good team, high-powered offense. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and all them guys. I'm going to say it'd be a good game here in Philly, but I'm going to say they fall short and fall to 2-2 on the season.
Yeah, exactly the same thought, Trav. I think the Eagles are going to surprise a lot of people in that game. Obviously, we don't know how the first 3 weeks are going to go. I mean, spreads are probably going to be out of the world because Patrick Mahomes is coming to Philadelphia. Andy Reid returns back to Philly. So I think that game's going to be a lot closer than people think because Kansas City does sometimes struggle with defense. but obviously we know about their offense, Patrick Mahomes, all the things he can do. I think that game is going to be close, but I do see us falling in that one, possibly 31-17, 24-17, something like that. But that would drop them to 2-2.
Yeah, I agree. They'll probably, like you said, score some points off them because their defense not that great, but obviously their firepower and offense might be too much to handle for our defense. So be 2-2 after 4 weeks. Week 5, go back on the road, play the Carolina Panthers, October 10th, 1 o'clock game. I'm gonna give the Birds a W here. They bounce back and get a nice win versus Carolina on the road.
Yeah, I completely agree. You know, Carolina, they went out and they lost a receiver and Curtis Samuel. They still have DJ Moore, obviously Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. They got their corner and JC Horn, but I see us winning that game there. Carolina, obviously, they have Sam Darnold coming in with a new offense. He's going to have 4 weeks under his belt, but I see the Eagles taking care of business there. They lost a lot of their defense with Luke Kuechly retiring. You know, that's a big hole to fill. So I see the Eagles taking care of business. I think pretty handedly, honestly. I think that we take that game pretty easily. I mean, it's going to be a struggle in the beginning there just because you're going to have to contain Christian McCaffrey and all them, but I see the Eagles taking that game.
All right, so we're both on the same page here, 3-2 after 5 games. Week 6, the Thursday night matchup in Philadelphia as a defending Super Bowl champion. Tampa Bay Buccaneers come to town Thursday, October 14th, 8:20 on Fox/NFL Amazon. Now, obviously, Eagles, I think they have a good shot in this game, obviously. Playing the Bucs on a short week, but I'm going to say it's going to be a really tight game. I'm going to say they fall short right at the end of the game in the fourth quarter as Tom Brady will find a way to beat the Birds. Obviously, still pretty pissed about losing the Super Bowl. That's my prediction there. They fall to 3-3.
Yeah, you know, it sucks because it's a home game, but it is a short week. And I do see the Eagles losing that. I mean, Tampa Bay returns all 22 of their starters. That team's got chemistry, obviously coming off the Super Bowl win. And you're facing the greatest quarterback of all time. So I do see us losing that game. I think that game is another game that could be close. But like you said, I just don't think that we can put it together against that team for all 4 quarters. You know, they have a lot of firepower. They can hit you a lot of different ways. So I do see us losing that one.
Yep. So we both had the Birds 3-3 after 6 games. Week 7, go to Las Vegas to play the Raiders Sunday, October 24th, 4:05 on Fox. I'm gonna say the Birds. Eagles fans will be traveling in thousands down there to Las Vegas. Should be a great atmosphere. Should take over that new stadium there. I'm gonna say the Birds will bounce back and beat the Raiders. Go to 4-3 on the season.
I agree. I think this game could be a trap game for the Eagles, though. Obviously, you're coming off what we predicted, a loss against Tampa Bay. But this game, I am not writing right off as a W. I believe we're going to win this, but this game could be harder than people think. I mean, Derek Carr has his spurts. Henry Ruggs, the wide receiver, is still there. You got to defend Darren Waller down the middle of the field. I think this game could be harder than a lot of people think, but you're also going against Josh Jacobs. That defense isn't as good as a lot of people expect. So I think the Eagles do win that with a lot of fans in Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. So I think the Eagles do go to 4-3 there, but I think that could be close and it could go either way depending on how the teams look in the first 6 weeks.
Yeah, I agree there. So we both had the Birds 4-3 after 7 games. Now week 8, we go back on the road to play the Detroit Lions Sunday, October 31st on Halloween, 1 o'clock game on Fox. Obviously, the Lions, new head coach Dan Campbell, new quarterback Jared Goff over there. So, but new team, obviously, new first year coach, new quarterback over there. I'm gonna say Birds go out there and get the win, go to 5-3 versus these Lions.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Eagles take care of business in Detroit. I mean, new head coach, like you said, Jared Goff. If that offensive line can't protect Jared Goff, he's going to struggle. Obviously, they still have DeAndre Swift in the backfield. They lost their receiver, Kenny Galladay. That leaves them with Marvin Jones. I think the Eagles take care of business in that one pretty easily, just like I said against Carolina. I think the offense is going to be too much for the Detroit defense. And I think our defense can, as long as we can get pressure on Jared Goff, I think we shouldn't have a problem with that one.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so both of the Birds 5-3 after 8 games. Next up, week 9, Go back home to Philly, play the LA Chargers, come to town Sunday, November 7th, 4:05 start on CBS. I'm gonna say the Birds get their third win in a row here, go to 6-3, playing these Chargers.
Yeah, and this is where we're gonna mix it up. I really believe the Eagles can win this game. I do, but I'm afraid at the same time. I'm gonna mark it up as a loss. I am. Now, am I gonna be surprised if the Eagles win it? Absolutely not. But Los Angeles brings a lot to the table on offense. You're talking about Austin Eckler, second-year stud Justin Herbert, who also has a little mobility to him. Mike Williams at wide receiver, and Keenan Allen, obviously. That defense is still solid. I mean, like you're talking about a good defensive line, Joey Bosa, Marvin Ingram. I think that Marvin Ingram is the D end over there. A couple of young corners over there. I think that defense is still solid. I do mark it up as a loss for the Eagles, but I am not going to be surprised if we go on a 3-game win streak and beat them.
All right, so there. After week 9, I have the Birds going 6-3, a 3-game win streak, winning 2 in a row and coming home and beating the Chargers. Brock has the Birds falling there to 5-4, losing to the Chargers at home. Now week 10, Denver Broncos. We go to Mile High, cross country, play to Denver. And I'm going to say this game, I know it can go either way. I'm going to say it's kind of like a trap game here. After winning 3 straight, they're going to fall to the Denver Broncos in Denver and go to 6-4. Like I said, either way, they could probably win this game, win or loss, but I'm going to say just a kind of trap game. Kind of don't come cross country and play a good game and fall to 6-4.
Yeah, I have them winning it. I have them winning it. Vic Fangio, I give a little bias to the Broncos because he is from my hometown. I played against his nephew in high school. So I think the Broncos, they're always going to have a solid defense. Denver is always known for a solid defense, but they are still figuring out their quarterback struggles. Like Drew Lock, cannon for an arm, terrible accuracy. You had KJ Hamler, Cortland Sutton, and Jerry Jeudy is the wide receivers there. I don't think that's going to be a tough matchup. Obviously, they have Melvin Ingram, the running back there. So I think the Eagles are going to take care of business. Obviously, it's a different environment in Denver. You're always dealing with struggles up in the high elevation. I think the Eagles take care of business in Denver and pull out a win there.
All right. Now we got next up, Saints come back to town here Sunday, November 21st, 1:00 game on Fox. I'm gonna say the Birds. I beat them last year, obviously, with no Drew Brees. Obviously, this year no Drew Brees again. I'm gonna say the Birds. We'll beat them again. Jalen Hurts got his first win against them last season. Knows he can beat them. I'm gonna say the Birds. We'll get it done at home versus Saints for the second year in a row, and improve to 7-4.
Yeah, exactly the same thing you said. I think we win that game. It's at home. Obviously, New Orleans, they're going to be a lot of weeks in dealing without their franchise quarterback. But I think we take care of that game. I think you match Darius Slay up with Michael Thomas. You let that pressure get to either Taysom Hill, Jameis Winston, possibly another quarterback. We don't really know at this time. But I think we take care of business there, and we win at home against New Orleans.
All right. So both had the Birds beating the Saints there. Now, next up, week 12, the Birds going to MetLife Stadium. First time to play the Giants. Sunday, November 28th, 1:00 game on Fox. I'm going to say first time playing Giants this year. Obviously, Giants in this game circling their calendar. Obviously, after us knocking them out of the playoffs last season, pick Devontae Smith in this year's draft. They're fired up to play us. I'm going to say this game, Eagles will fall to Giants in the first game this season, playing them, and fall to 7-5.
We win it. We go to New York and we win that game. I think we just got Ryan Kerrigan. We talked about it yesterday. The defense is going to get to Daniel Jones. But one thing we did struggle with is his mobility last year. I mean, we saw him pull off that big run and fall, obviously. But we struggled with his mobility. But I'm telling you right now, I love Saquon. He's from Penn State. He's from Pennsylvania. But every time we play Saquon Barkley, besides, he's going to get one big run, we contain him. If we can contain Saquon Barkley and match up our corners solid with their wide receivers, we're going to win that game. I really believe we win that game. We go to New York, beat the divisional opponent, and we win that game.
Yeah, all right, good points there. I think they can definitely win the game, obviously, but I'm just going to say they go there and just fall short. But then next week, they got to go back to MetLife Stadium, back-to-back weeks. This time play the Jets. Obviously, come off a bad year last year. Fired the coach, new coach Robert Saleh. Zach Wilson, the quarterback now. I'm gonna say the Birds rebound after losing to the Giants. Go back to MetLife and beat the Jets. Go to 8-5.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think we beat the Jets. Robert Saleh is going to bring a high defense into them. Obviously, he coached the 49ers, and that defense was tremendous out there on the West Coast. But I think we beat them. Obviously, we're going to deal with Zach Wilson. He's going to have he's going to have like 12 weeks under his belt. But I think we beat them in MetLife back-to-back weeks at the Meadowlands. And I think that we take care of that one, honestly, pretty easily, too.
All right, so that's 13 weeks in the books. And finally, week 14 is our bye week. Now, I had this right here, Brock. I got the Birds going to bye week at 8-5. You have them at, what, 9-4? Is that right?
Yep.
All right. So there. Now, after the bye week, like I said, last 4 games, all versus NFC's opponents, starting with the Washington football team. Saturday or Sunday, I think it is, December 18th. I'm going to say the Birds, obviously coming home after the bye week, going to go out there and beat the Washington football team, improve to 9-6. Ryan Fitzpatrick, quarterback this year and everything. Resting the Birds, better team, go out there and take care of business, get a nice win, go to 9-6.
Yeah, I'm always afraid of Ryan Fitzpatrick because some odd reason he goes off against the Eagles. Yeah. I mean, we saw it a couple 2018 in Miami. That was terrible. But I think the Eagles take care of business with them at home. It's obviously you're going against the best defense in the division, in my opinion. I think that we really have to establish offense early, pound the ball down their throats, and then open it up with the play action. So I think that'll be a big win for us. And I think another divisional opponent we take down, obviously these last 4 games are going to be hard. They're all divisional opponents. And we've seen it with this division. These games could literally determine who's going to win it, who's going to the playoffs. So I think that's a big game, and I think the Eagles take care of that the first time against Washington.
Yep. All right. So then next up, Giants, second time this season. This time you get them at home, Sunday, December 26th, a 1 o'clock game. I'm going to say this time they beat the Giants back at home crowd. They get it done. So I'm going to say job done.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, we're going to sweep the Giants. We're going to beat them at the link again. Obviously, there's not much time we had between the games, so we're going to know what New York's going to have. I think we beat them at home, and that's a big win because you take care of a one divisional opponent is out of the way, 2 wins against them, and then you're just facing off against Dallas and Washington. So I think we beat New York there, and it's going to be a showdown for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, so then it's at Washington, Sunday, January 2nd, 1 o'clock game on Fox. I'm going to say this is me a loss after beating them the first time to go out there and fall short, stumble, and fall to Washington, which will set up, I believe, winner take all for Dallas. What do you think about Washington game here in Washington?
Yeah, I see us losing that game. Washington, we played them 2 weeks before that. They're going to have a key on the offense. I think that Washington does take care of business at home. Usually we have a lot of fans travel to Washington with us, but that's a new organization down there. Ron Rivera is a great head coach. Who knows what their quarterback situation is there? Can Fitzpatrick make the whole season? What's the running game look like? How's the defense still looking? I think they do beat us there. Terry McLaurin has a big game, and the defense gets a lot of pressure on us.
Yep. All right. So we got the Birds both winning, or both you said losing or winning there? I'm sorry.
Losing.
Losing, yes. Both the Birds losing there in Washington on the road. And then the final week 18, first time ever, Dallas Cowboys at home to wrap up the season. Like I said before, I'm going to say this can be a winner-take-all game for the division. This game might be flexed Sunday Night Football. I'm going to say they pulled out after losing the first game against them early in the season in Dallas. So they come out there, crowd be rocking in January. Could be cold out there, and so they get the job done. Hurts delivers. Sirianni gets the win. They punch your ticket as NFC's champions, go to the playoffs.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Everything. I think we're going to beat that team. And like you said, this game has a very big chance of getting flexed. We talked earlier that we don't have a Sunday night game, but depending on what these records are, this could be Sunday Night Football. Like you said, winner take all. I think there's a great chance of that happening. I think the week before could have a big impact too with Washington. But this game right here, Nick Sirianni, second time facing Dallas, Jalen Hurts, second time. A lot of these guys in the season, they've had 15 weeks to prepare for them. And I think we take care of it at home. We're going to have a ton of fans. It's January. It's cold. They're used to playing outside or inside in Dallas. We're going to beat them, and we're going to beat them bad.
Oh, yeah. Smoke them, dominate them, blow them out. Make sure they didn't want to come down to Philly for this game. Let's go. So to wrap it up, I'm going to say, like I said, Birds finished 11-6 with 11 wins in their first, Nick Sirianni's first year as head coach. Surprised a lot of people and win the NFC to get a home playoff game. What do you have, Matt Brock?
12-5.
12-5. So one game off there. That's pretty cool. We didn't obviously plan our predictions here for each game. So 12-5 at Brock, 11-6 for me for the Birds this year. And I guess we both have them, obviously, double-digit wins in Sirianni's first year. Hurts his first year as starting quarterback. Right, Brock?
Yeah. And, obviously, this is the only prediction. Obviously, weeks are going to change by week,
Yeah.
I think this team has a really, really good chance to get at least 10 or 11 wins as long as all the pieces fall into place. We got to stay healthy, obviously. You can't have too high of expectations because it is Sirianni's first year. All these guys' first year coaching. Jalen Hurts' first full season as a starter, but he's got a lot of veterans around him. I mean, you're talking about Miles Sanders, who's been in the league for 2 years already. You do have young receivers. Devontae Smith's going to be a rookie. Jalen Reagor's second year, Travis Fulgham second year.
Yeah.
So that's gonna hurt. But you have a fully vamped offensive line that's been around. Definitely. I think that's going to help, and a lot of veterans on defense. So I think there's a solid chance to win 10 or 11 games with this schedule and how it's built. But each week is going to depend on it and how we look in the beginning. I think the beginning is going to dictate the middle, but that final 5 weeks is going to be big for the Eagles. That could really hurt them or help them to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree there. Like you said, starting off season be huge. Got to see how Sirianni starts off, how he adjusts to late game situations, whether his first loss, his first win, how he reacts to media, all that will be interesting, intriguing to see in his first year. And like I said, final 5 weeks will be huge for the Eagles to stay in there because obviously all division games, 5 out of 6. So that'll be huge. I'm excited for the season, and obviously a lot of excitement because you got first year head coach, Jalen Hurts, be his first year starting quarterback. We got good pieces, like I said. You got the mix of young talent with the mix of veterans out there. Should be a fun team. Looking forward to it. Let's wrap it up. Like I said, final thoughts. I had the Birds 11-6 win NFC East. Brock 12-5, same thing, right? NFC East champions.
Yep.
All righty, so that'll do it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here. He's Brock. I'm Travis, and have a good day. Go Birds.
Go Birds.